Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim majority nation. But how did Islam reach this vast archipelago of over 17,000 islands? Let's take a journey through time to explore the rich and complex history of Islam in Indonesia. A story of trade, transformation, culture, and peaceful integration. The story begins in the 7th century during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, when Arab traders began venturing east across the Indian Ocean. By the 8th and 9th centuries, Muslim merchants from Persia, Gujarat in India, and the Arabian Peninsula regularly docked at Sumatra and Java's thriving port cities. These traders came not just for spices, but as carriers of a new faith, Islam. These early Muslims established trade relations with local rulers, and over time, small Muslim communities began to form. They built mosques, practiced Islamic rituals, and married local women. But Islam didn't arrive with armies. It came with ships, stories, and shared trust. During this time, the region was ruled by powerful Hindu-Buddhist kingdoms like Srivijaya in Sumatra and Majapahit in Java. These empires were sophisticated with flourishing cultures, religious tolerance, and international trade links. So why did some people convert to Islam? Partly, it was practical. Muslim traders often offered better commercial terms to fellow Muslims. Conversion opened up trade routes from the Indian Ocean to the Persian Gulf, but it was also spiritual. Islam's emphasis on equality before God and community appealed to many, especially those in coastal towns who felt distant from the rituals of the inland Hindu courts. The first major Islamic kingdom was the Samudra Pasai Sultanate, founded around 1267 in northern Sumatra. Its first ruler, Sultan Malik al-Saleh, converted from Hinduism to Islam. He established an Islamic court and became a patron of Muslim scholars. Samudra Pasai issued gold and silver coins inscribed with Arabic, a powerful symbol of Islamic governance and identity. The Sultanate attracted merchants and scholars from as far as the Middle East. It had close ties with Cairo and even sent students to the renowned Al-Azhar University. By the 14th century, Islam had reached Java, and this is where the story takes a unique turn. Java's conversion was led not by rulers or armies, but by a group of mystical teachers and saints known as the Wali Songo, the 9 saints. Each Wali had a unique approach. Sunan Gresik, originally from Yemen, established the first Islamic schools. Sunan Ampel promoted Islamic ethics and social reform. Sunan Bonang used music to teach Islamic values, while Sunan Kalijaga blended Islamic teachings with wayang puppet theater and traditional Javanese art. They adapted Islamic practices to local culture, promoting tolerance and gradual change. Instead of tearing down Hindu-Buddhist temples, they repurposed them as mosques. This cultural flexibility helped Islam take root in the hearts of the people. By the late 15th century, the once dominant Majapahit Empire was weakening. In its place, new Islamic kingdoms emerged. The Demak Sultanate, founded by Raden Patah, a descendant of Majapahit royalty, became Java's first Islamic state in the early 1500s. Demak allied with the Wali Songo and launched campaigns to spread Islam through Java. They built the Great Mosque of Demak, one of the oldest mosques in Indonesia, incorporating a traditional Javanese architecture with Islamic symbolism. From Java, Islam spread east to Madura, Sulawesi, Borneo, and the Maluku Islands, in Ternate and Tidore, spice-rich islands in the eastern archipelago. Local rulers adopted Islam as a means to unify their kingdoms and resist Portuguese and later Dutch influence. In 1605, the king of Ternate converted to Islam, taking the name Sultan Babullah. His rule marked a turning point in the Islamization of eastern Indonesia. To the west, the Aceh Sultanate rose as a regional power in the 16th and 17th centuries. Under Sultan Iskandar Muda, Aceh became a center for Islamic scholarship, diplomacy, and military strength. The Sultan established strong ties with the Ottoman Empire, sending envoys and exchanging knowledge. Aceh was unique in many ways, including the rule of female sultans like Sultana Taj ul-Alam Safiyatuddin, who governed with wisdom and maintained Islamic law during her reign. By the 17th century, Islam had become deeply rooted across Indonesia, but a new challenge emerged: European colonialism. The Dutch East India Company, or VOC, began taking control of trade routes, ports, and territories. They sought to dominate commerce, but they also suppressed Islamic governance. However, Islam adapted. It went local. It became a language of resistance. Islamic scholars and teachers established Pesantren, or Islamic boarding schools, in rural areas. These schools preserved Islamic knowledge and instilled discipline, ethics, and national pride. In the early 20th century, Islamic reform movements began to rise. Muhammadiyah, founded by Ahmad Dahlan in 1912, sought to modernize Islam through science and education. Nahdlatul Ulama, established by Hashim Ash'ari in 1926, preserved traditional teachings while promoting national unity. These organizations played a crucial role in Indonesia's path to independence. When Indonesia declared independence in 1945, it became a secular republic, but Islam remained central to its identity and spirit. Today, over 230 million Indonesians, or more than 86% of the population, identify as Muslim. But what makes Indonesian Islam unique is its diversity. From Aceh's strict Sharia-inspired laws to Java's syncretic traditions, Islam in Indonesia is not a monolith, it is a mosaic. Its mosques, music, literature, and politics reflect centuries of evolution shaped by oceans, merchants, mystics, and monarchs. Indonesia's Islam is not just about rituals, it's about resilience. It is a story of adaptation, negotiation, and peaceful change. In a world often divided by faith, Indonesia offers a model of coexistence, where Islam grew not through conquest but through culture. Islam in Indonesia, a legacy of faith, knowledge, and peace, still unfolding in the 21st century.